All right, shalom, shalom. This is part two. Like I was saying, this is my Babylon review. Thank you for your 30 minutes of your time, because it's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that's going down. If they pull the internet, um, to cover up certain financial things and transactions that's going on, then you have to be mindful of what's going on. But let me get back to where I was going. People are still reeling from the things that has been going on since let's go. You can go back to 2008. People are still hurting and reeling from the floods, fires, earthquakes, um, and soon we're about to have famine in certain parts of the United States. But if you have knowledge and wisdom, you'll be able to get through these times. Using technology for your benefit, and your wisdom in that technology for your benefit. We just went through the Feast of Booths, like I was saying. That's going to be the outcome for a lot of people. If you're not used to living out in the cold, or you living in a minimum state of prosperity, a lot of people are going to be wrecked. They're not going to understand what is going on. So here's one of the things that you can do to help yourself. If you got credit cards, if you have a mortgage, you need to have those contracts. Okay, you don't want the bills or the statements that you have recently received to be no older than 3 months. If you have to go out to 6 months, then you want to have that on hand. But the main thing is that you have an update copy, physical copy of your statements. Okay, your mortgage contract statement, your credit card statements, your car note statements. I know most of that stuff is online, so if you got to print it out, go ahead and print it out. Go down to the library if you have to and print that stuff out. You only need the last 2 pages, okay? Of course, you already can see what's on there, but you need the last 2 pages. Why do you need the last 2 pages? Because those last 2 pages will have the coupon on there. It'll have the coupon, the perforated edge where it says cut this out and send it back. That's a coupon. Um, when you're not able to transact through electronic means and card, you can send that coupon in with your payment. You just write it on there, fill it in, accept it for value, paid as agreed, and you send that in with them. But you gotta make sure you pay your taxes on that. If you know, these are for secure party creditors, people who are creditors who know that they're creditors of the United States. Um, this is not for people who are still in a debtor's mindset. Debtor's mindset. Okay, this is more for creditors. If you know what you're doing when it comes to credit, if you don't know what you're doing, you can look up on your laws, Uniform Commercial Code for your state, for your area, and look up the statutes. It's usually no more than 30 pages of law code that you can use so that you can handle your business going back to paper, because some of this electronic is not going to be working. It just may not be working. Shoot, just the other day they talking about knocking out the satellites. Okay, um, because they want to change. They want to change who is the arbiters of information through the internet system. Okay, and now that Elon Musk Elon Musk walked in with the sink and said, "Let that sink in." Okay, that he owns Twitter. A lot of information can be put out now if he is one that is open to freedom of information. Not your violent information, but information that you need to know without being stifled this time. Okay, so that you can make informed decisions about your way going forward. Your wisdom of knowing what to do during these times will help you. And you have to be mindful of the information that you're getting from the people that you're getting it from. Okay? Soon it's going to be a famine in the land. You're not going to be able to hear videos from me, or from other like-minded people who have the information to help you get through these hard times. All right? I'm telling you, it's going to be a famine of this information. Meaning, like down it, I know brothers that's down in Florida who are not able to produce the videos that they used to, or they're not able to communicate the information that they used to be available for brothers and sisters. And that is a famine. You know, they had the hurricane that knocked them out. Then you have brothers down in Puerto Rico who not traveling down to Puerto Rico anymore because of the prices and the fuel price of travel. You don't want to be in the European places, okay? In some parts of Asia too, you don't want to be in these places. South America is gonna be a wild place. It's already wild, but once they start implementing the mark of the beast, it's gonna be wild because they have to deal with the cartel, and they haven't been able to really squash the cartel. So how that's gonna play out, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be real rough around the edges, especially once that paper start to dry up. You know, they start bringing out those old bills, and that paper is moving around and start to dry up. Terrible. You're not gonna want to travel. You're not gonna want to travel outside of the United States. Okay. At least I wouldn't travel outside of the United States unless you really know what you're doing. You know how to go to a consulate. You know how to get in touch with your ambassadors if you can, and you really know how to navigate on the world stage, going through customs and securities, because they're pushing the carbon footprint. You have to have the digital ID to get in certain places and be in certain nation states. All right. So you have to know that because it's already here. It's already here. Yesterday, Macron tried to get the United Nations to get other countries to come in and to be in solidarity with Russia. That didn't go. So now they're going back to those who are in the European Union and getting them on board. 27 27 countries getting on board with being in solidarity against Russia, and it's not working. Even though they're gonna have some cohesiveness, it's not gonna be what they need to combat the things that's going on in the world. Damascus, Israel is on high alert. They signed the Lebanon agreement. I expect a response from Hezbollah for the agreement. If it doesn't go right, you know, we'll see within 3 months' time, once the payments and the oil start coming out and start being contracted, they start sending oil to Germany, and we'll see if Israel will hold up to their side of the agreement. That's the major test of that Lebanon-Israel agreement when it comes to oil. And they may fight over that even more. Ukraine may not get any funds after this election season. They might not get no more funds because the Treasury is having a hard time with the funds. It's getting real rough. They don't have enough. Nobody's buying the debt but the central banks, and the central banks can only do but so much. So they may not get any more funds. So that's why they went to the Bank of International Settlements and the IMF to get funds. So be mindful. Remember, I told you need to have cash on hand, small bills, 5, 10s, or 1s. If you already got your gold and your silver available for you, I keep it in the vault. You know, it's not far away from where I'm at. Also, making sure don't let your gas tank go below a quarter of a tank. You know, when it gets to a quarter of a tank, fill that thing back up. Because you don't want to be stuck out here. You don't want to be stuck out here without any fuel. Of course, you should have your preparation meals at least for 3 months if you got it. Excuse me. If you own land, you should have been growing things for yourself to have. If not growing, having seed and know how to plant and grow something. Like I was saying before, make sure you have your contracts available, read them over, and know who to contact, who to call up when they change over the financial system. Okay, you don't want to be stuck out here and you don't know who to call, and you don't have access to these people. And, you know, next thing you know, they looking to repo your car because you didn't call to make agreements or rearrange agreements with these people. That's my 10 minutes of your time. I'll see you on the next video. Shalom.